Hey everyone, it's Fox from modelmaking.guru here. Now if you're anything like me, when you make a model of any kind, you won't be able to resist painting it, weathering it, getting it to look awesome. This video isn't for you, but you can watch if you want and you're more than welcome to. If however you're the kind of person that gets a Gunpla kit, takes it out of the box, snaps it together, sticks the stickers and seals on and then puts a top coat on, then this video is for you. What I'm going to show you today is how to take a standard Gunpla kit and you're going to add some straightforward and easy to do weathering techniques that require no previous model making experience, no model making skill, very little thinking, and it will transform your Gunpla into something that looks more used, less like a toy, and just makes it awesome. So let's have a look at the kind of things we're going to need to make this happen. Okay, so what are you going to need? Well, not too much, not going to cost you a fortune, and I'm not going to send you to obscure Japanese websites to get them. Just some nice and easy products, that a lot of which you can get from craft shops and hobby shops. You don't have to go online. We're going to need, first off, 3 brushes. Chisel edged, which means they're square, nice and soft. And we're going to have a big one and a small one for some oil paint. And we're going to have another small one for some acrylic paint. We're going to need one single modelling paint, and it's an acrylic. Very important using acrylic, not an enamel. And it's Tamiya Chrome Silver X11, but any metallic shade will do from any brand. Make sure it's an acrylic because they're easier to work with. We're going to need some oil paints. I've got a mixture here of modelling oil paints and standard artist oil paints you can get from any craft shop. I have a blue, I have a yellow, and I have a white. Standard Gunpla Gundam colours. Doesn't matter too much about the shade because you're going to be using these to mix and match for highlights. Then I have some modelling oil paints. Now these are MIG 502 Abteilung model paints, but don't worry if you can't get hold of any of them or don't want to go online to shop. You can get similar paints, colours in just as artist oils from any craft shop. We have black, we have coagulated blood, which is just a dark red colour. I'm going to use that for some highlights. I have my favourite in the world, Starship Filth. This is what you're going to be used to do your panel lining and general weathering. And then I have some German grey highlight, which is really, as you can see here, just a sort of a very light grey with a tint of blue to it. So again, if you're mixing your own colours from artist oils, which are a lot cheaper, it's just a light grey with a tiny amount of blue just to blue it a little bit. We will need some Tamiya weathering pastels. You will have to go online to get these, although Hobbycraft do have these, which is quite cool. You will need a pair of rubber gloves. Any rubber gloves will do, even, you know, you're washing up gloves, as long as they're clean. This is because you don't want to cover yourself in all the paint. And lastly, you'll need some matte varnish. You may have something already, because you're probably already flat topping your Gundam. But if you're not, I use Humbrol acrylic varnish. It's in a spray can. It's Humbrol number 49. Dead easy to use. You spray it on. Ideally you want a spray varnish of some sort, and if you're not fully painting your Gunpla anyway and you haven't got an airbrush, don't worry, this is what this video is aimed at. I'm assuming you don't have an airbrush and that you've never painted a model before and you've never weathered a model before, so I'm giving you all the easy to use stuff. And last of all, and this is completely optional, some sort of small hand drill. I'm going to show you how to do some battle damage, some impacts on the surface. Now it is optional, you don't have to do this, but if you want to go ahead and gouge things into your Gunpla, just a small hand drill is absolutely fine. Right, so let's add some battle damage. We're going to use our small rotary tool. Again, you don't need to spend a fortune on one of these. I'm using the ball attachment on the end. I'll show a photograph so you can see it. And we're just going to put some scarring on the shield, maybe elsewhere on the Gundam. Don't use it like this, because that will just go straight through. Use it at a slight angle, almost 90 degrees, and we're just going to touch in some blast marks. We're going to accentuate these later with oil paint, so you don't have to go crazy. Remember, due to the scale of this model, this shield is what, 20 or 30 feet high or something crazy? So you're not putting big marks in. Try and keep in mind how big a person is. And go from there. So let's get on with this. I'll kill the sound and play some music because you don't want to hear this. And there we have some pitting. I'll give you a close-up. Cool. Now you can go deeper on some if you want with a bit more, but that's essentially what I'm looking to do. Let's do some more. And there you have some more damage. Again, you can do as much as little as you like. It's entirely up to you. Right, now we're going to do what I call a gunk wash, which I don't know if it has a real name. It's kind of like a wash, but sort of not. What we're going to take is, I have some of the MiG 502 Abteilung Starship filth. Again, if you're making your own, you can see what kind of colour it is. It's like a very dark browny grey, kind of an oily colour. You could mix your own using blacks, burnt umber, white and other colours. Experiment and get the colour that works for you. I've just put it on a post-it note here, because what will happen is the post-it note, hopefully, or some sort of thick paper, card paper or something like that, will absorb some of the oils and it'll dry a bit faster. Now what we're going to do is we're going to liberally coat this whole piece with this Starship filth. It's not thinned at all. Coat it liberally, and then with the magic of rubbing it off with a clean lint-free cloth, we should have paint in all our panel lining grooves, and in other places we want the paint to dwell. So let's crack on, shall we? Take the paint on your brush. You can load it quite nicely. You don't need to put too much on, but you're going to coat the whole piece. And quite simply, paint it on. Make sure to push it into all the little grooves. And don't be careful. As you can see, we've now covered pretty much the whole piece in the gunk. I've not done the very top here too much because that's going to be hidden anyway. I've gone into some of the little nooks and crannies. And what we're going to do now is simply remove all that. And I'll show you how we remove all that gunk. The beauty of the oil paints is these will take days to dry if they're left like this. So you've got a lot of time to work and rub paint away. So let me change the camera angle and I'll give you a quick look at how we take it off. So we're going to use our lint-free, nice clean cloth, although it's not going to be clean for long, and really straightforward. All you do, take your piece and rub it. Try and use the flat of your thumb so it doesn't go into all the little grooves. And what you'll find is as you rub away, you can just wrap it in the tissue and don't think about it, just do it. Try and keep your thumb flat on any flat surfaces, because what you want it to do is collect in any grooves, panel lines, battle damage that you've put on, and give this nice depth. Now it's a messy task, this is why I'm wearing the gloves. And what you'll find is, whereas a normal Gundam marker will just accentuate the panel lines, this will stick around in some of the curves and edges as well, and just make it look a bit more used. These are battle vehicles. This is like a tank. How often do you see a nice pristine tank anywhere near a battlefield? You don't. You only see them on the parade ground. So if you want your Gundam to look a little more realistic, go for this method. It will also discolour the plastic as well, not just the grooves. It will also add a tint of colour to the plastic. Some will remain behind. Okay, right, so we've got the majority off. Give you a look. You can see now how that oil is collected in some of the panel lines. There's a bit too much in these vents, but we'll get some of this off with cotton buds. Some parts of the panel lines where the paint's disappeared, but you can easily just apply a little bit more and rub it off again. So I'll do some cotton bud. Cotton bud is useful just for little bits. Just a normal cotton bud. So if I want to clear these vents out a bit, what I will do is just get the cotton bud in there and just gently rub off the excess where I don't want it. And that is a Gunpla Wash. So now we'll go off and I'll do the rest of the model. Let's get a little bit in there. And when we come back, it'll be time, I think, for some dry brushing.